morning everybody. Friday the 8th of January. Welcome to my channel Kiss Keto by Keto Kath. I'm Kath. I've called this video today Kick Off the New Year on Keto, and it's about setting realistic goals. It's my first video of 2021. So welcome to my channel if you're new here, and if you're a seasoned watcher, I hope you enjoy. I've missed you all over Christmas. So this channel is about my weight loss journey to lose 56 pounds. I document it every single week. It was to make me be accountable. That's why I started the channel. But as time's progressed, I started it in June. I realised that I'm helping other people as well. So it's about me, but it's about you, becoming more and more about you really, and how I can help other people. So if you enjoy the videos, please hit the subscribe, give me a thumbs up, hit the like and leave me a comment. I love to get back. I always try and reply to every comment that I get on the channel. So over Christmas I did 2 videos, and the whole purpose of those 2 videos was to help other people. Because a new year, a lot of people start dieting. So I did a video called My Top 10 Tips. I've learned an awful lot on this keto journey, and what I have learned is that you are on your own a lot. There are communities out on Facebook, on YouTube, but you've got to do all the information gathering yourself. So a lot of the hints and tips are about how to get together the information that you need to be successful on keto. I also did a video on what to eat, and I'd highly recommend you watch that, because it lists things like your veg in carb order. So if you want to go low carb, you want to keep your carbs low, you can see what veg to concentrate on there as well. And those 2 videos go hand in hand with one of my very early videos, which is how to get started on the keto diet. So if you watch my top 10 tips, what to eat on keto, and how to get started, those 3 videos, you'll more or less have everything you need to start the keto diet. And what I've done at the end of each video, I've linked them to the other videos. So if you watch right to the end page, you'll find the links for the next video. Save you searching for them. So it's New Year. If you're starting on a diet today or Monday or the 1st, whenever your Christmas food is all gone, and you've got a sorry about that. That was a postman putting mail through a letterbox, and the dogs like the sound of the postman. It can be a bit overwhelming, if you've got, like I had, 56 pounds to lose, 3-4 stone, or you could have 100 pounds to lose. You almost feel like it's too much and it's overwhelming. And if you dieted before and you're still here needing to lose all that weight, so if you've done Slimming World, Weight Watchers, I did a meal replacement one, I think it was called Lighter Life, and you just have shakes instead of your meals. And how is that teaching you how to eat properly? So it can be overwhelming, especially if you've failed so many times, because it makes you feel like a failure, and you go into it thinking, I'm not going to be successful, but I'm going to try my best again. Let me tell you that keto works. I have done all those diets. I've done meal replacement shakes. You lose a bit of weight, then you go back to eating. They're not teaching you how to eat. And like the other ones, the high carb diets. And the thing about keto is it's scientific. It's how your body processes the food you put into it. It works on a science basis. As long as you're in a calorie deficit, as long as your carbs are under, and the average figure, everybody's different, but the average figure most people work to is 20 net carbs. And what that means is, if you have a cup of broccoli, cauliflower, lettuce, whatever, there's so many carbs in it. But some of those carbs are fibre. You discount the fibre and the net carbs are what's left. So say you started off with 10 grams of carbs, but 4 are fibre, you only count 6 grams. So as long as you keep your grams under 20 grams a day of carbohydrates, you keep your calories in a deficit, so you've got to use your body fat, and your body will burn that fat and you will lose weight. But what it also teaches you is what foods you can eat, and you can eat plentiful foods, nice big meals, and be satiated and be satisfied, and you can cook with fat. So the science of keto works, and what it does do is it's not a diet. It's not something you're going to do and then go back to eating normally. It is a lifestyle. You have to be prepared to change for life. All right, you might fall off what we call the wagon. You might go back to eating your old ways for a while, but you'll know in your heart of hearts that you've got to get back to keto because it works, and that's the way you should eat. So big thing about the title of the video is setting realistic goals. You know, if you've got £100 to lose, £50 to lose, it's overwhelming, so don't think about it. Just think about your short-term goals. And that is the way to be successful. That's how I got through last year. I just took 1 week at a time. So what I want you to think about is just the first £7. Just focus on losing the first £7. And then you can deal with the next £7. And then you can deal with the £7 after that. So a short-term goal of £7, no more, no less. And also be realistic in not just your eating goals, but maybe, I don't want to call it exercise because it does put people off, especially if you've not exercised for years. Let me tell you, you don't have to exercise on keto, but it really does help. So a movement goal is what I prefer to call it. You know, something small that's achievable. So for example, for myself, and I'll go through what I've done over Christmas, but by the end of January I have had a gain. I want to get my Christmas gain off, that's my goal. By the end of January to be back and be reset where I was before. But also I wanted to do a movement goal, and I've been thinking I really want to challenge myself, and I was thinking about doing a half marathon. I've been doing a little bit of running. Shall I do a half marathon? I felt no, because for me that is overwhelming. So, you know, I know how you feel when you do feel overwhelmed, and I thought if I don't do it, if I don't meet half marathon, it's 13 miles. If I go out and I can't do it, and I was thinking about my anniversary for June, can I run half a marathon by June? And I'm sure that I can if I put my mind to it, but it almost feels like it's too much. It's a little bit overwhelming, and if I don't do it, I'll feel like a failure, and I don't want to go down that road. So I've just set myself a target of steps. Now I can do the steps running, or I can do the steps walking. We recommend 10,000 steps a day. That's the healthy thing that's recommended. So I'm giving myself a target of between 10 and 15,000 steps a day. And that's just to keep moving. So I can either do it running, or I can either do it walking, but it's achievable and it doesn't feel so overwhelming. So they're my goals. And I'm going to try and do up to the 15,000 steps every day in January. And then I'll have a look at setting another goal. And the other thing is I'm going to clean eat, which means all my meals are going to be based around my meat, fats and vegetables. So I'm cutting out things like nuts. They can be a bit inflammatory for me and for other people. I'm not going to do any snacking between meals, so that's gone, because again, Christmas time is a time for snacking. And I'm also cutting out the baking, and that if you're just starting, I would highly recommend you don't start baking. You know, almond flour, when you're making stuff with it, or coconut flour, they use all your carb allowance, and you just don't have enough left for a good meal. So eating a couple of meals a day based around meat, veg and fat. That's how I'm very, very clean. That's how I'm doing January. Exercise helps. It's an appetite suppressant, because whilst you're exercising, you're not thinking about food. You get that feel-good factor, and it does help. And also things like coffee and tea are stimulants, and they can suppress your appetite as well. So I use coffee a lot. I use it to get through from one meal to the other rather than snacking. So let's talk about what you need to do to lose a pound of weight. 1 pound of body fat is equivalent to about 3,500 calories. So to lose 1 pound a week, you need to have a 500 calorie deficit. Now I'm going to try and do 10 to 15,000 steps a day. 10,000 steps is about 4.5 miles. Now I can do that in the house, walking around. Last night I haven't got 10,000 steps in, so I just walked around the dining room a couple of times until I made up the 10,000. But 4.5 miles is about, everybody's different because we've all got different heights, different body weights. For me, it can be between 500 and 600 calories. If I do 15,000 steps, it's about 6 3/4 miles. That's between 750 and 900 calories. So to lose 1 pound of fat a week, I need to be in a 500 calorie deficit every day. Now, if I'm burning up to 900 calories walking, you can see how the movement with the calorie deficit really help your body weight to drop. So that's why I think you should consider some sort of movement goal, even if it's just standing in front of the telly and, you know, doing walking on the spot, something like that that will get your steps up and that will help with that calorie deficit for you to lose weight. So there's my goals: short-term steps, clean eating, basic meals, no snacking. So now it's time for my weekly weigh-in. I think what's this week, sorry, just bear with me, what's this week? It's week 28 this week. I haven't done a weekly weigh-in for a couple of weeks because I made the other videos for Christmas for other people, really. So here's my weigh-in this morning. I shall put it in here. 11 stone. 11 stone, back in the 11th sport, and that's because I did start Christmas with very, very good intentions. And even Christmas Day was pretty good, although my mum has a family recipe of a Christmas pudding, and it's not a dark heavy one, it's a lovely light one, and I did have some Christmas pudding with some white sauce. But that was it. I didn't have the potatoes. I was really good. But as the weeks progressed between Christmas and New Year, alcohol was involved. I've had a glass of wine with my lunch. I did a buffet and I had a bottle of wine actually with that. But in the evening, sitting down and relaxing, I've been snacking. And it's not really the meals that were the problem, it was the snacking. And it was my danger foods. So I watched Dr. Mindy Peltz the other day because she talks about, no, it was Dr. Boz, and Dr. Annette Bosworth, she does a brilliant channel, and very, very supportive for people that are really trying, like diabetics especially, trying to get on keto and get the weight down and get into a healthy BMI, blood sugars, the whole works. And she said, when you fall off the wagon, what she says to her patients is, how far did you fall? And when I heard her say that, it really made me think, because although I've gained a lot of weight, I do know a lot of that is water from eating the carbs. The one thing I did have was bread, and I was having toast at supper time at night, and something that I have missed, the taste of proper bread. And no matter what keto bread I've made, I've not found anything that is 100% replaceable for bread. So yeah, I went off the wagon and I had the danger foods. It was the bread, crisps and chocolates and just snacking. It wasn't the meals. We had a couple of takeaways actually, and when she says how far did you fall, I had them and I said no, I'm not having any rice. So we had a Chinese, and thinking I had crispy shredded beef. I didn't have the rice. I just can't bring myself to eat rice because it's so high GI, and affects your blood sugar so much, and I didn't even enjoy it. And I thought it tasted really greasy. And although keto's high fat, they're like what I would call clean fats. They're the healthy fats, and your food isn't greasy. It's just satisfying. And when you eat something that is greasy and made with unhealthy fats, you can taste the grease. And it wasn't a nice taste. So I thought, we had another one later in the week, and I thought maybe it was just a bad one. And I had another one, I didn't even finish it. I said, I'm just not enjoying it. So my actual taste buds have changed. So how far did you fall? I've learned a lot as well. I've learned that I enjoy eating keto more, but there are certain foods that are my danger foods that I just can't stay away from when they're there, and I can't resist and I can't regulate. So I did fall, but I didn't fall all the way. My meals were okay most of the time. So I've learned as well, I thought that was really interesting, because when I've fallen before, I've gone mad on everything. So it's a relapse is what I'm calling it, and it's put my weight back to, I think it was week 16, but I'm not too concerned because I know I can get it off. I know all I've got to do is get back on keto, be strict, stop the snacking and stick to eating what I know works. So I put a picture in actually, because the effect it has when you go back to carbs is the bloat and the uncomfortable feeling. And I haven't missed that, and I'll put a picture in a Monday, because what I will tell you is Monday morning, I weighed another £3 above that. I'd actually gained 15 pounds. So I'll put my Monday morning weigh in. You can see I was 11 stone 7 on Monday morning. And today I'm 11 stone 4. So in the last 3-4 days, I've lost £3 already. But the bloat from eating the carbs, I'm going to put a little picture in and just look at my stomach. I look pregnant. I was just so bloated, and I still am a little bit bloated, but I feel so much better now getting back on track. I am back in ketosis, what I did. I don't like the slow steps into ketosis, and I wouldn't recommend it if you're new. Just make sure, anybody starting, you're taking your salts. You really need to take your salts. But I did a 24-hour fast. I didn't eat on Tuesday. So I started slowly on Monday. I had a 24-hour fast on Tuesday, and that got me straight into ketosis. So I'll put my ketone levels in here. I'd rather be back into ketosis quick. It just suits me better than, that fatigue when you're actually beginning. So if you're just going into ketosis and you're feeling tired, make sure you take your salt. Salt all your food. I get the little Himalayan nuggets, and I just crunch a couple of those actually at a time throughout the day. I weigh about between 3 and 5 grams out, put them in a little dish, and I like it in my coffee with a little bit of caramel flavouring, so like salted caramel coffee. And it's just a way to get it down, really. And if you're doing it throughout the day, you're just keeping your levels topped up, and it will really help when you're first going into ketosis. So 2021, we can all achieve our goals. I know, and I'm so excited that I will get to my goal weight this year. And I'm so excited that I know it's achievable. And all I can say to everybody is, don't be overwhelmed if you've got a lot to lose. You can do it. Just focus on your short-term small goal of £7 and give yourself a movement goal and put one foot in front of the other, day by day. So good luck this week. Keep ketoing on. I shall see you all next week. Bye bye.